Hi everyone, welcome to my second video on rondos. In the first one, I think I did about 6 or 8, maybe. We've got a new 6 rondos. It sounds kind of French, so I've called this part deux as well. And I'm learning French at the moment myself, so why not, eh? So I'm doing these ones with my players at the moment. They're absolutely loving it. So hopefully you get incentivized by this and your players enjoy it as much as mine do. So here we go. So number one, this one is called Escape the Rondo, which essentially it's very similar to one of the initial 4v1s or a 3v1, but now there's 2 in the middle and you have to keep the ball. It could be you have a target number of passes to make, let's say 8, and then you can score, but it's actually more about the defenders as well in this one. So for example, let's just see how it plays out. So just moving the ball around, okay, trying to make a certain number of passes, trying to keep possession, keep the ball away. So just pressing the ball as defenders. It's a nice exercise because you can talk to them about not being flat. So if they were flat, the ball gets through, but because they're offset here, the Blues have won the ball. And it's not over, okay? Before, when it was a 4v1, that was over, and you just swap positions, kept the ball moving. So we still have that same high intensity, but this time as a pair, you have to now escape the rondo. You have to escape outside of the area. And that can be as big as you want to, but as you want it to be. Look at the players you have and their abilities. Obviously, the smaller, the more technical, younger players will need a bigger area to start off with for sure. So then you have to try and win the ball back because it's your rondo. You need to be keeping the ball. So then the blue, you need to just work it out of the rondo between you, something like this, and you receive it. If you can dribble outside of the rondo, you get a point. Okay, so we could play this for like 2 minutes. It's really intense. If the ball goes out, just the coach is there, just roll another ball out. Or if you haven't got a coach because you've got like say one person's managing 3, you can just dot load of ball rounds by each of the cones. So as soon as one goes out, just grab another one, just keep it going. Really intense 2 minutes. Now, once each pair has done it, it's the pair with the most escapes won that round. So 3 2-minute rounds. Fantastic. This is a pressure drill, which I particularly like because I've got 2 more variations of this coming in the next slides. So it starts off with a coach feeding a ball to one of the teams. As soon as that happens, the 2 red players have to enter. If you've ever played Kabaddi, it's really similar, but this is far more enjoyable than Kabaddi, far more competitive. So the blue team now have to make a certain number of passes. That could be 4, it could be 6, it could be 8. You could do this with 5v2 as well. Let's have a look. So we've got a nice lead, a bit of separation there from the defender. They're just trying to keep the ball. Defenders are moving. Okay, so let's say I made it 4 passes. All right, so there's 4 passes are done. So then to score a point, they have to pass the ball to the other team. So let's imagine we're keeping the ball in the defense. We're working our way out and we've outlet it to a forward. Now that's what that's kind of simulating there. So the blue team will now get a point. So as that happens, the red team now have a chance to score. So the red team go in, 2 blues just like before, and now it's the red team's turn to try and get 4 or 6 or 8 passes, wherever you make it, and then outlet the ball back to the other side. If they fail, like let's say the ball goes out, the coach just rolls the ball to this side and it goes again. So as soon as they fail to score, the ball must go to the other side. Okay, so coach just feed it in. 2 new reds, or it might be the same 2, whoever's closest basically. And what you don't want to do is give them free passes. So here's the first variation. So I've coned off like the injection marks of the D. I've probably gone about 10 meters past here. I haven't gone all the way up to the halfway line. This would be the coach, but you could even stand, say here. So in this area, up to the 23 or 25, depending on what you call it, you're playing a 4v2. So exactly the same as before. So let's feed it in. They're still going for their passes, but instead of outletting to the other side, so you might have this one run alongside the other just to keep your goalkeepers entertained. So let's say we've got our passes. Look, there's 4 passes, maybe 6, whatever it is. You now have the right to enter the 23. So as a team, we're going to try and enter forward first and fast. Why? Because we have an overload, and then every player is active still. So it's not now 1v1, it's a 4 versus 3. I just haven't done the animations to show you that. But all of these players here would also be going in trying to score. Defenders, you don't have much other than just to stop them scoring. But then once you have it, you can just keep the ball. Okay. The coach might then say, right, reset, whatever. But yeah, defenders, we could get you some goals to try and score in, or like just place some cones on the edges of the circle for you to hit the ball through, like to represent an outlet wide, something like that. But it's more about the attacking on goal and the right to score with the overload. So this is where you want to work up towards. This has been a lot of fun. It's intense, and my players have really enjoyed doing this. So starts off the same. Okay, so ball is fed to one of the sides. This time 2 of the yellows. This isn't a thick band. It's nowhere near the same size. It's quite narrow, so maybe like 4 to 5 meters. So the red team are going to try and keep the ball. So here they are keeping the ball. I didn't do as much animations this time. And so they've done 4 passes. Just like before, we've done the 4. And just like before, they have to outlet it. But now there's a line of defense to get past as well. So these two have their teammates trying to stop the ball. Basically, the reason behind this is often if you work the transfer, that right back, it's not on. There is no line pass. There is no in pass. So then you keep the ball a little bit longer. So although you earn the right to transfer after 4 passes, you might have to take it to 6 before you can transfer. And it's down to you 4 to move and lead to help this, because if you don't lead to get this ball, you won't have a chance to score either. So that's important. You can work on your overheads in this exercise, which is nice just to bypass these. So, working all sorts of different hockey skills in this exercise. So they get it there. So it's a point to the Reds. When that happens, the yellows fail to gain possession. So they are still defending. So the other 2 go in and we go again. So the blues try and keep it, but let's say they mess up. They do a dodgy pass. So now they've given up the right to try and score. So now the blues, by right, have to become the defensive team, and the yellows get a bit of a breather and get their chance to score. But as soon as it goes out, or as soon as the yellows win the ball, the coach up here feeds a new ball to the reds. Those roles reverse. The yellows are getting a breather. The blues are now defending, trying to get their right to score. So let's have a look at the situation. Let's say a pass is made again here, but the blues get it. You could do it so the blues have to work it back here, and then they get a chance to relax and the reds go in. Or you could just say, especially at the start where there's loads of balls here, just push it off towards the coach. Coach feeds the new one in. Okay, so now the yellows have the chance to score. The blues who were defending won the ball, so they get the attacking opportunity soon. The reds who had it lost it, so they're on counter defense. So this is a counter attack, counter defense, really intense exercise. The change is going to be happening all the time, so coach needs to be on it, dictating at the start, but once your players get used to it, they're going to absolutely love this. So this one is particularly good if your players don't use the space you're giving them very much. They compact in. Remember, when we have the ball, we want to try and create as much space. And when we're pressing the ball, we want to constrict the space. So putting them into zones helps. Oh, excuse me. Now, so essentially, they're looking to keep the ball. Okay, so I don't know. Oh, the defenders, you can go anywhere, by the way. So in any zones, you could all be in the same zone. So the zones don't apply to the defenders. So, they're just keeping the ball, passing the ball, trying to go to like 6 passes, 8 passes, and that can be a goal for the attacking side. But in this instance, the red team, they've put a lot of pressure on and they've won the ball. When the red team win it, what we're looking to do is just go to a 3v1 in that area. So now the red team are trying to keep the ball away from the blues. None of these blues can help. It's just a 3v1. It could be if they get to 5 passes, just discard the ball, the coach will roll in a new ball, and we go again. Play for 2, maybe 3 minutes. And what you want to be is the defending team who concede the fewest number of passes. So those passes need to be consecutive passes. So on the next ball, like let's say that one we got to 5, the next ball, can they get more than 5 as the attacking team? Right, last one. Sorry, I'm just getting over COVID, so I've still got a bit of a cough. 6 versus 3. So I've put it in a rectangular area with a square scoring zone in the middle. So again, blue team, you're just trying to keep the ball. I haven't done any amazing animations in here, so we're keeping the ball. And let's say I said you have to make it to 8 passes. Let's say we've done the 8. Okay. So now to score, you actually have to receive a ball in the scoring zone. So we're looking to get those aggressive leads and timing of our passes. So that would be a goal. Then you pop it back out and you try and go again. Let's say we play for 2 minutes. It's important for the attacking players not to clog the box because then it's easy for the defenders. So hang out wide and practice those aggressive leads and the timing of the pass to score. If you make that lead and the ball doesn't come in, then you have to lead out. You can't hang around in here, okay, because then you've clogged it. So you lead, don't receive, you lead out. Someone else can lead in. So that we're learning how to lead and look out for our teammates as well. So it's a really good exercise, especially for those forwards and center players who need to be leading into space at the right time. All right, that's them all. So hope you enjoyed it and get out there, have some fun with them.